Hello and welcome to my video, lesson 3.1 for decimal place value. So if you remember back to 2.1, we talked about regular place value in terms of this part of the chart, from here to here. Oopsies, looks kind of funny. So we talked about units, thousands, millions, billions. So what you could notice is that the OTH part repeats that pattern over and over again per section. And if you think about the decimals, it actually goes the opposite way, and it's true that way as well. So this is kind of like the units, but that doesn't actually exist. We just don't have a word for this because it's not a set of three, it's just two. So first group is kind of short, and then it's thousands, millions, billions. Okay, and instead of HTO, it's, well, this one doesn't count because it's not the set of three, but it's now OTH. So it's kind of backwards. So it goes backwards both in the way it counts up and also at the bottom. Okay, so if we have a number, like let's say, let's make it like, whoopsies, 3.2678, and I ask what is this place, what's the value of that digit, you could say that the value is 7 thousandths, because it's got the ones and it's got the thousands here. Okay, whereas if I said this one, it would be 8 10,000ths. So 8 10,000ths. Okay, and you get the picture. So let's take a look at this example here. 2.304. Oh, whoops, I didn't even make it bigger. There you go. 2.304. So if we want to make this expanded form, then you would have to add each. So 2 plus 0.3 plus 0.004. Okay, that's expanded. And in terms of words, you'd write it like this. 2 and 3. Now this is where it gets a little bit weird. 304 thousandths. So this is where it is a little bit tricky. This is based off the last digit. So this is the last digit here, and it's 1,000th, right? So last digit is 1,000th, and if you look at all the decimals before that, it's 304 thousandths. Okay, so that is how you'd write this in words. Okay, I'm not going to really focus on this too heavily, but once or twice this year it will show up. But it's not something that's as important as understanding, let's say, expanded form. That's more important. And even more important than that is this next question. So let's look at this one. Write a number in between 3 and 4. And then there's another set of numbers below it. So 3 and 4, most of us can imagine that 3.5 or 3.5 is between 3 and 4. Right? So all we had to do was take the smaller number and add a number after it. And this is actually going to be true for 3.1 all the way to 3.9. Or even, I'm going to give one more example and then I'll just say it's infinite. So one more example could be 3.11 or 3.111, right? And that could go on to infinity. So there could be an infinite number of answers or infinite number of numbers or digits at the end, so long as it's 3 point something. Could even be 3.05. That's bigger than 3 and less than 4. So with that little piece of information, I'm going to just say, for most of you, ignore all of this. It's too much. Just remember, take the smaller number and add a decimal after. Okay, so smaller number, add a decimal. So if we look at this next one, the same thing holds true. Smaller number out of the two, and then I can't add a dot like this and add a 5. But what I can do is I can just add a 5 like that. And this is bigger than, whoopsies, this number is bigger than this one, and yet it's smaller than this one. Okay? And it could be any of those numbers like I explained before, but just to keep it simple, go right in the middle. 2.455. Okay, and one last in-words question, just so that we're clear about how to do it. Take a look at this. So this we would say is 32 thousandths. So this is based off of our rule of 3. We always have 3 digits. So this is the third digit after the decimal point. So that's a thousandths. And so you can see this 32 thousandths. And maybe with the next color, you do the next group of 3. So this is now 200 214, that's it. Wait, no, 214, sorry. So this is 10 thousandths, 100 thousandths, this is millions. So you're looking at that last digit, in this case is millions. My bad. Millions. Alright, so hopefully this lesson is clear enough for you, and if you have any questions you can definitely ask me, but I hope you do well on decimal place value. Good luck.